So hey everyone, welcome back to Rebecca's Colouring Arts and Crafts. So today I'm going to do some book reviews with some of the review books I've been reading recently. I am having sound issues with my PC, so that's why there's no music or anything. So I am still playing around and working that out. I will get there. It'll all work out eventually. I will just work around things that I can do in the meantime, and I may have to do some colouring videos without sound. I'm not sure. It's just really difficult doing the editing when I have no sound on my computer. So I'm trying to do things that require minimal editing. So yeah, anyway, I will work it out. So today I'm going to do a book review for In the Afterlight by Alexandra Bracken. This was provided to me by HarperCollins Australia in exchange for a review. So In the Afterlight is book 3 of the Alexandra Bracken's The Darkest Minds trilogy. So we return to our main characters Ruby Daly, Liam Stewart, Cole Stewart, Chubbs, Zoo, Vidya, Nico and Clancy Gray just after the bombings of the Children's League in Los Angeles, which caused Jude's death. After the disbanding of the Children's League, Ruby forms an alliance with Liam's brother Cole and becomes a leader of the remaining group of side children. So basically they break off from the adults who want to sell them out for money. So the new plan being to free thousands of side kids that are still suffering in government rehabilitation camps. However, not everyone agrees to these plans, so there's dissent in the ranks, basically. As a result, tensions rise, things are withheld from others, friendships come under strain, and things start unraveling at the seams. So plans aren't working out as they are expected to, and just everything basically goes crazy. So meanwhile, Ruby and Cole are also dealing with their prisoner Clancy Gray, who actually in a twist ends up being able to manipulate Ruby due to the connection of their minds to betray the Children's League's new location of the ranch and their plans for what I don't know if he goes against all their plans, because I don't think he tells them all the things, but he basically does disrupt some of their plans and causes the death of one of the other characters, which I won't say who, due to the information about a red camp called Sawtooth, and basically he uses Ruby to, shall we say, betray that person and make them aware that people are going to try and get in there and check things out and blah blah blah. So Clancy really does not want the fix for Ian. I think it's idiopathic adolescent, can't think of a name, to go through, and as a result he has scrambled his mother's brain by using his orange abilities, so she can't sort of function and she just rambles and can't put things into coherent thoughts. However, Ruby manages to fix what Clancy has done with the help of Chubbs after Vidya and Chubbs' rescue. I'm just trying to think. I didn't actually write, Lillian Gray, that's it. After they rescue Lillian Gray from the Children's League in Kansas headquarters, where they do still have the Kansas headquarters kind of going there, but some of the Kansas headquarters people have been captured, and that was where all the non-side people basically went. In the end, Clancy's mother shoots Clancy to stop him from scrambling her brain again, as she first, and I think it's also partly to stop him from escaping, as she wants to perform the procedure on Clancy first. At the same time, President Gray's forces attack the ranch due to the message Clancy had Ruby give out whilst controlling her. And Ruby, in a last-ditch attempt to save Nico, drags Clancy out after he's been shot by Lillian Gray, and Lillian Gray follows. And she also orders Lillian Gray to close the door on Nico, so Nico stays hidden and they don't realise Nico's in there. Then she keeps dragging Clancy out, closing the door on his mother as the power cuts out. This then leads to Ruby Daly's capture and the start of the Psychids' plan to free the Thermond rehabilitation camp, although this actually came around slightly differently to how it was meant to come around. So I don't actually want to spoil the ending, so I'm going to actually leave it there. There are a few more bits after that, obviously to do with the camp and stuff like that, but I don't want to spoil that. I know I've already put a few spoilers in, but yeah. So I really did love this book and storyline, but honestly some parts seemed a little slow moving forwards for me with this book. As a result, multiple times I put the book down and went to read another book between before coming back to In the Afterlight. I still thoroughly enjoyed it, but I'm not one to give up on a book, but the storyline just seemed a bit slower in the third book to the first two. But this is probably in part having to wrap up all ties, but also in having to set up the plot / characters, arguments, etc. However, I did find it was worth keeping on going with this book, because once it did get going, I found myself thinking, I'm really glad that I stuck with it, that I kept going. So it did wrap up really well. It did get to the point where you just kept wanting to go and keep reading it. So that sort of slow pace eventually got a bit faster towards the end of the book. So I was really glad that I stuck with it, and in the end I really did love the book. Just I noticed that it is a bit slow in some parts. There is also a short story based around Clancy Gray in here, which is basically Clancy when he's first taken to Thermond and how he is as a child kind of thing. And that was interesting to see how Clancy turned out as he is because of the way he was treated as a child. When he was experimented on and how his relationships with his parents worked and all of that sort of stuff. And there's also a sampler of a short story from a book called Through the Dark. I don't think it's the full part of the short story, but it's just like a sampler. I don't know, I haven't read Through the Dark yet, but I really hope to get to it soon. If you've enjoyed this book review, please leave a like, subscribe and comment, as I love hearing from you. I really hope you have a great day / evening, and happy reading or colouring or whatever you're doing. Yeah, and I will see you later. Bye.